Not that I think you'd want to, but you can't buy these shoes. They're not quite sneakers, they're not quite hiking boots, and let's say it, they're ugly. On the other hand, as these shoes are meant for running through mud and such, maybe their construction is perfect and their color doesn't matter until you're lying on your back like a turtle waiting for help, at which point your shoes being really, really loud is a good thing, right? Okay, let's talk about who can buy these shoes, and let's talk about why you care. Chris Brogan, a guy who enjoyed a moment in the sun a few years back when he had a book on the New York Times bestseller list, and has since built a nice business as a public speaker, tipped his blog readers to these shoes last week. Brogan, it seems, has gotten into an off-road obstacle course style form of activity sponsored by the folks at Reebok, and Reebok, to further their apparel supports the activity, supports the apparel, supports the activity, supports the apparel business, have created a very special version of their Spartan racing shoe, and it's available only to people who've survived what's called a Spartan Trifecta. The Spartan Trifecta racers are people who have competed in the Sprint and the Super and the Beast versions of Reebok's Spartan series. My quads hurt just thinking about that. Now, assuming you're sane enough not to want to get into Reebok Spartan racing, onto the why you care part of the article. The piece about the ugliest shoes in the world wasn't really about shoes. Chris Brogan has found himself at an interesting crossroads professionally, one where, like the rest of us, he's doing anything he can to engage his tribe and make a nickel. And while I've criticized some of Chris Brogan's work, I'm not criticizing the ugly Reebok Spartan Trifecta piece. I think it's brilliant. Here's what Chris Brogan managed to cover in one article about sneakers most of us can't have. He told us about something exclusive. He told us he had a new passion, and he shared that passion with us. He promoted HubSpot, a service that I believe you should stay as far away from as possible. But Chris seems to believe people trying to find their own tribes and manage the ones they have built should use. By the way, I believe Mr. Brogan sits on the HubSpot advisory board, but conflict of interest is a story for another day. And those are only the obvious things in Brogan's Spartan Trifecta piece. The real payload was when Chris talked about inbound marketing. And let's call it what it is. Content marketing is both the subject of the words you're reading right now and what this article is an example of. Content marketing, all the cool kids are doing it. Now here's the dirty little secret of content marketing. To do content marketing well, you need to concentrate on the content way more than you concentrate on the marketing. And Chris knows this, and if you read his piece, you'll see that he did a great job of writing something that you might enjoy if you stumble across it. I'm a little bit more pragmatic than that. I hope I've made you chuckle as you read this, but I'll also say right out loud that if you're looking for help building your content marketing strategy, I want you to contact me. Got it? That's what we do here. Then again, Chris and I don't play in the same sandbox. Chris Brogan wants you to hire him to speak, and I want you to hire us to help you build something more directly important to you, the next iteration of your business. How can you do content marketing? Well, if you're Reebok, maybe you do it by creating loud shoes and allowing only special people to buy them and then going from there. But if you're not Reebok, you need another plan, a better plan. What you can't afford to do any longer, though, is just look at someone else's ugly shoes. Because you can't have them. I'm the Answer Guy, and I'll be back.